This is a prayer. Please don't forget that. I'm not going to clean it up. I probably shouldn't talk about this. But I don't get aroused easily anymore. I've just seen a lot, you know. This is a prayer. Please remember it as such. And the endless night approaches. For you too, Why not just take me back? I'm already yours. Why not just finish the process? Take me back. I'm already yours. Death is the only way. Death is the only way. Death is the only way. This is a prayer. Please remember that. There's a man named Val. He lives in a small town to the east of the city, beyond the incorporated line in the foothills of the mountains. One night, he drove his wife and daughter to the airport. His daughter's class at school had won a regional math competition, and the students were granted a trip to the south as a reward. Each student was allowed to bring along one parent, and Val's daughter chose to bring her mother. It was exciting. Many of those going on the trip had never gone on a plane before. Now, here they were, 35,000 feet in the air, sitting in a pressurized steel tube, traveling 500 miles an hour, watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and actually finding it kind of entertaining. Many of those in the group were eating sandwiches that they'd packed from home in order to save money. It was magical for them, gliding through the night sky like that, the taste of home in their mouths, the moon visible through the window like a story. Below, in an auxiliary radar station on the south end of town, a man named Peter is watching two radar screens which display what's moving overhead. Technically, Peter isn't supposed to be watching two screens, but his partner is taking a nap, and though this sort of thing isn't officially sanctioned, the management knows that it's been happening and has allowed it to continue. It's better that the air traffic controllers stay rested and sharp. Late at night, with so few planes in their sector, what could really happen? Also above, flying through the same night sky as the children's plane, a cargo jet, carrying Christmas gifts and pallets of canned goods and 10 pygmy goats. Its pilot is a Russian immigrant, a family man who does things by the book. He can see the dot on his radar screen that represents the children's plane. He can see that they're on the same altitude and on a collision course. He calls it into Peter at the radar station, but doesn't get too worried when he gets no reply. There's still plenty of time to make any necessary adjustments. Below, at that very moment, Peter's attention is drawn to the other screen, the one that doesn't show the impending collision between the children's plane and the one carrying the Christmas gifts and the goats. On his screen, And eastbound 747 is trying to navigate some turbulent weather with his help. And if you could be there in that room, you'd see very clearly how much Peter cares about his job. You'd see very clearly how much he cares about that eastbound 747. TCAS, Traffic Collision Avoidance System, standard in modern jetliners. It warns a pilot when a collision is imminent, but it does more than that. TCAS systems are actually designed to communicate with each other in order to help prevent human error in the event of a crisis. When two planes are approaching each other, TCAS automatically tells one pilot to pull up while telling the other one to descend. And so now, when the TCAS alarms sound on both planes, and Peter's attention is finally drawn back to that screen, and an automated voice is telling the Russian pilot to pull up while telling the pilot of the children's plane to descend, and Peter gets there just in time to tell the Russian pilot to push down, descend right now, and the man has to decide in an instant whether to listen to an automated voice or that of a human being with his life on the line, and so he listens to the human. Of course he listens to the human. And so he pushes down, as does the pilot of the children's plane. And it's too late. There's just nothing anyone can do. The vertical stabilizer of the cargo jet slices through the plane carrying Val's wife and daughter, cutting it in half directly through the fuselage. Both planes fall from the sky. There's another part to this story, but there's something you need to know first before you hear it. When word got out about the crash, and there's no easy way to talk about this, so I'm just going to do it. Val rushed to the area. He was one of the first relatives on the scene, and he volunteered to assist in the search for the bodies. He was walking alone in a wooded area when he spotted something white tangled in among some undergrowth. He looked more closely and saw that the white object was actually a small string of pearls, and when he reached through the branches to pick them up, everything stopped for him because he realized that he recognized the pearls. They were his daughter's. They were the ones his daughter was given by his wife and he on the occasion of her first communion, and now they were in his hand as he stood there. He looked around, and high in the branches of a nearby tree, he saw a strange form hanging quietly. He moved closer to get a better look, and there's no easy way to say this. It was his daughter in the tree, the meaning of his life. He saw her face, her small hands, her leg bent at an unnatural angle, and he felt himself die right there. His life was over. You need to know that. After the crash, there is a lengthy investigation followed by court hearings to determine who's responsible. The hearings are packed with spectators. Val is there among them. He attends every session, always holding a framed picture of his wife and daughter in his hand. He is there to see that justice is done. He is there to see that Peter, specifically, is punished. Every day when he arrives, he tries to find a vantage point from which he can watch Peter sitting at the front of the courtroom. After 2 weeks, the court determines that Peter was in fact not responsible for the crash, but that a failure of management systems had caused it. The ruling sparks outrage in the courtroom. The victim's family members cry out angrily in disbelief. Many weep openly. Val hears the ruling too, but he doesn't move. He looks for Peter through the chaos of the room, and when he finally spots him, what he sees on Peter's face is unmistakable. It is relief. He sees Peter smile with relief, cry with relief as he turns to hug his wife and daughter. Grief and anger continue to swirl through the room, but Val sits quietly, still tracking Peter as he leaves the courtroom with his family through the side door. Later that same day, Val hires a private investigator to find Peter's address. 2 days later, he drives his car to Peter's home in the north end of town. He parks his car across the street from Peter's house and waits. He's there when Peter pulls his car into the driveway. He watches Peter get out of his car and is already out of his car and moving quickly in Peter's direction when he sees Peter's wife and daughter get out on the other side. He tells Peter who he is and demands that he accept responsibility for his family's death. He has the picture of his wife and daughter in his hand and holds it out aggressively in Peter's direction, jabbing it into his chest and insisting that he look at it. Look at it! Peter slaps at the photograph, reflexively knocking it to the ground between them. The sight of the photograph on the ground causes Val's mind to go dark. He has the disturbed feeling that his wife and daughter are turning in their graves. To him, it is palpable. He takes out the knife he brought with him, opens it, and stabs Peter 7 times in front of his family. Peter dies 4 minutes later. 2 hours later, the police find Val in his home. He has dried blood on his fingers, but he has no memory of what he's done. The court sentences Val to 25 years, but after 2 years, an appeals process finds that his mental state wasn't adequately taken into consideration at the time of his original trial, and he is released for time served. When he returns to his small town in the foothills of the mountains, he is greeted like a hero. Among the people of that region, what Val did was entirely proper. It was a revenge killing, a necessity to restore order and balance. Val was even given a job in the regional government, where he still works to this day. It's true. This really happened. There really is a man without a wife and daughter working in a regional bureaucracy, while not too far away, a woman and her daughter struggle daily to continue on after having lost their husband and father. Imagine it. Today is your 44th birthday. Happy birthday. You live with your wife in a nice yellow 3-bedroom ranch house with an open floor plan. It's Sunday, and you don't want to make too big of a deal out of your birthday, so you decide to mow the lawn in the morning. You're secretly expecting that your son, who's deployed with the Marines in Iraq, will be able to call sometime today. You're pushing the mower, steering it to create those perfectly straight lines back and forth across the lawn. And as you're turning the mower to reverse direction, ready to carve another perfectly straight track, a blue minivan floats into view. It's coming closer, and for some reason you stop what you're doing to watch it approach. It's a government van. And for a flash you think, Maybe it's your son surprising you with a visit home for your birthday. He's on his second tour, after all. Maybe he's earned some perks. But the flash fades quickly, because you know how unlikely that is. And then another thought starts to form. But forget that. Let that go. Maybe it is your son surprising you for your birthday. Maybe he found a way. 3 men get out of the van. The Marines in crisp dress blue uniforms. They're walking right at you. What is that like? It's too much, is what it is. It's too much. And so you stand there, powerless, watching these men approach, and you turn off the mower, and as the roaring of the motor dies and is overtaken by the sounds of the world around you, the children laughing and playing in the yard next door, a dog barking up the street, your neighbor from across the street banging on a metal object in his garage, the sight of these approaching men is now accompanied by the clicking of their patent leather shoes on your driveway. The sound is maniacal, like a clock, merciless. And so then they walk up to you and they fucking tell you. And you hear the words these men say to you. You hear the words, and you're pretty sure you understand what they mean. And then you're not exactly sure what you're doing. Your body's moving, but you're not exactly sure where you're going. Can you imagine that? Like an observer inside a machine, powerless to control it, yet very interested in where it might be taking you. And now you don't know how you got there or why you're there, but you're in your garage. And now you're walking out of your garage with a gasoline can and a propane torch. You're moving quickly now. You hear voices. You hear your name shouted. Now you're in the van. You don't even really know what's happening. You just know you need everything to stop right now. And now there is a bright light. Flames. Did you do that? They're spreading like waves, but you don't mind. The flame reaches you, but it's like an abstraction. You watch it on you like it's happening to someone else. But you know deep down it's you. You know it's healing you. The flame. It's saving you. This man who I've been telling you about, this man who lost his son, his name was Carlos. After his son's death, Carlos was never really the same. He used to sit and listen to answering machine messages that his son left, and he decided to convert his pickup truck into a makeshift memorial for his son. He spends most of his time traveling from city to city, living off of donations given to him by passersby. That's how I met him one night. And after we talked for some time, I asked him, "Why do you do it?" He laughed in a way that let me know that I wasn't the first one to ask, and then turned and put his hand on the truck and said very simply, "This is my whole world. This is my burden." He was a good son. Still is a good son. There's one last person who I want to tell you about. He was someone who looked a lot like me, and who lived a life a lot like mine. It was uncanny. And there was something this person used to do whenever he would see a plane flying overhead. He would imagine the people on that plane and wonder where they might be going. He would often then wish he too was on that plane, regardless of where it might be going. After all, he'd been on planes before and had looked through the window, wondering if there was anyone down there looking up wishing they were up in the sky with him, heading away somewhere fast.
There are ghosts. I've always known that. Ooh, there are. I'd get told growing up that there aren't. Not in this family, they've all been exorcised. I have pictured a bunch of ghosts doing jumping jacks and throwing medicine balls until they disappeared. I asked why exorcised and got told so they can get real strong and escape all the hurt that made them ghosts. Then I'd get told again, there are no ghosts, not in this family. I didn't believe that. I don't believe you get real strong and escape all the hurt. There are ghosts. See, even where I grew up, the still, I could feel them. They weren't calling to me, just existing somewhere I could sense in my heartbeat, like whispers, indecipherable, sad and hurting, violently alone. And there was me, sad and hurting, violently alone. No one else was paying any attention. Ghosts could have been blood screaming and no one would have cared. But one voice was clear, and I demanded it was real. And sure enough, I get pulled aside and told my family's story. The tale of Ruthie the Ruthful, who escaped a land of violence and started a new life for us all. Which, okay, but why do I still hear her? Why do I still hurt? I guess I don't believe things I'm told. I believe in ghosts. So I go to the Loam, which this place, the Loam, isn't a place, as you know places, especially if you don't believe in ghosts. If you're that sort of person, maybe it's best if you think of this place as a metaphor. It would be easier for you and for me than trying to explain about ghosts to folks that don't even believe in them. It's a metaphor. We're all just metaphors. Or maybe you don't have ghosts. I follow the whispers. I go to the Loam. I go to the farthest point. I go to where there are no more people. Wild grass in every direction. I bend down and I start ripping. I'm ripping grass from the ground, fistful after fistful, ripping until I catch a seam, and I follow it through. Boiling, boiling, ripping, boiling, boiling. Not my blood, not my blood. And I'm at home. I've never been home. It's hideous. Quiet. Soft. Hideous. Oh. This is why I hurt. This is why I hurt. And you get to this place, you wind up at home, and you know right away you shouldn't be here, because if you don't leave, you stay. You sit down at the table and you stay.
Because when it's snowing,
We'll bundle together. I'll keep you warm. You are what you seem. You are what I need. You are what you seem. I'm not what I seem. I'm cruel. You know that I'm cruel. You want all my mean. You get all my...
you don't like it here. You think it's filth. It is. See that dock jutting out? Look at it. It should be floating. Should be magic.
I know you.
I didn't call you. This is home. You want to go. We can't. Nothing comes through here. Everything is stuck below and above. You could walk. No one walks.
No one walks.
No. No.
I don't believe you.
Most everybody's been sitting out there, waiting, thinking they're somewhere else. Somewhere beautiful. They aren't. They're here, which isn't even here. They're still at home, looking at trunks and bikinis, gabbing about whether it's worth packing them. But they aren't doing that either. They're just scraping by, pulling jumpers on their kids, kissing them on the forehead and running them out the door to catch the bus. They aren't doing that either. Sitting silent, looking at each other, looking at their kids, looking at each other. But they aren't doing that either. They're beating the shit out of each other, breaking each other's faces, ripping each other's arms off so they have something to eat. They're fucking monkeys. But they aren't doing that either. They're here, just standing, talking about nothing, doing nothing.
Oh. This is why.
You hate it here. It's not so bad. Better than out there. Why don't you stay? Make yourself a bed. Get some sheets out of the cellar. You don't know what to do.
I don't know.
You come here with nothing to offer, and I help you.
I don't know.
Did you think about helping me?
I don't know.
Did you think about somebody coming up that river and filling it with blood?
I don't know.
And maybe you stay and you help me. You don't have to hate it here. You can stay. I understand. Before I met you, years before I met you, and you know this, so it's okay. Years before I met you, I was with someone else. Personally. Was with this someone else, and I made her a sandwich one morning. And I remember I was living here, of course. I was living at home, alone. And I had just become alone. And she was gone, gone, gone. And I had gone to find her, meet her, a long time ago. And I remember her eating that sandwich the next morning after I found her. Do you think about what you do with your hands when you eat? Her hands squeezed on that sandwich so tight. Her fingers pierced the bread. Yeah, that's a smile.
Please don't hurt me.
No, not hurt. This isn't hurt. I don't know. I'm a bit feely. Being sad makes me feely. You could help me. You could be me. Let me not be me for a second, huh? This isn't hurt. I need you to help me. You can't leave me. This isn't hurt. I need you to help me. You can't leave me.
I am the only
It's not dirt. You're okay.
Ruth,
Yes.
you called me.
Did I? No. We call us.
No,
No, we don't, do we?
this place.
I know. Home. Home. Well, you can go. I release you. I don't really release you, I just bring you here so you can leave me.
You can come.
We poured Mason into the red. A river of blood diverted into our earth, a pool of blood we shed. We threw stone after stone into it until some bottom was finally hit. We built this house. I built this house. Don't come back.
I don't believe you. You can leave. You just have to.
Please. First time I tried to leave, I was 19. There was, they said, many slices of many pies filling up a single pie plate. I contained many fillings. I open my veins. I bleed for 43 hours. Doctors keep pronouncing me dead. I keep explaining to them I'm not dead. It's not a calm sort of explaining. But I'm sure I'm not dead. They put me in a basin, a big tub for bathing, and it starts filling up quick enough with blood. Everything I'm wearing gets heavy and red. Blood starts lapping over the edges, so they get a bigger basin to put me and the little basin into. They ask me to stand up. I stand up. They pour my blood from the little basin into the big basin. They tell me to sit in it. I sit in it. I ask them why they didn't just leave the little tub full. They don't say anything. Later they figured out they could dump my blood from one while I was bleeding into the other, so that was nice for them, having two basins. It hurt like hell. It did. It hurt like hell. Like hell. I'm not talking a picture of the devil poking you with a fork. I'm talking true, inescapable hurt the entire time. They say I leave, yes. I don't leave. I don't know how to leave. Brought so many people to the edge of the map. They're gone. They wade through my blood. I can't. I come to the edge of the map. Nothing happens. I don't leave. I take in the hurt. I pour out the blood. I never leave. You don't have to feel bad, though. Don't feel bad. Go. You're forgiven. Don't feel bad. You can't. It's been a very long time. Oh, since I've really been fine. I'm sorry I didn't rest. You're the thing I did good. Ooh. I'm sorry I didn't rest. Take my body take my heart and go. I can't try, I can't try, I'm a lost cause.
There are ghosts in our blood. Ooh. And if I leave, they would flood. Ooh. I'm sorry you didn't rest.
There's no other way through.
I won't leave without you. Take my body, take my heart and go. I can't try, I'm a lost cause. I'm a lost cause. I'm a lost cause. I'm a lost cause.
Yeah. Keep it together, Molly. Yeah. My man Elf left a tech and a 9 at my crib. Turned himself in, he had to do a bid. A 1 to 3, he be home the end of 93. I'm ready, get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pocket's looking kinda tight, and I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest. No need for that, just grab the fucking gat. First pocket that's fat, the tech is to his back. Word is bond, I'ma smoke him, yeah, don't fake no moves. Treat it like boxing, stick and move. You ain't got to explain shit. I've been robbing motherfuckers since a slave ship. With the same clip and the same 4.5, 2 point blank, a motherfucker sure to die. That's my word, nigga even try to bogart. Have his mother singing, it's so hard. Yes, love your fucking attitude. Cause a nigga play pussy, that's a nigga that's getting screwed and bruised up. From the pistol whipping, welts on the neck from the necklace stripping. Then I'm dipping up the block and I'm robbing bitches too. Up the herringbones and bamboos. I wouldn't give a fuck if you're pregnant, give me your baby rings and the #1 mom pendant. I'm slamming niggas like Shaquille, shit is real. When it's time to eat a meal, I rob and steal. Cause Mom Duke ain't giving me shit. So for the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter. Huh, word to mother, I'm dangerous. Crazier than a bag of fucking angel dust. When I bust my gat, motherfuckers take dirt naps. I'm all that and a dime sack. Where the paper at?
So it's a part of the human condition. People dying and such. It's a part of the human condition, dying. People dying. I'm gonna die, you're gonna die. Things die. But why does it seem easier to accept your inevitability and not anyone else's? Especially when you hold them so close.
I was with you. We were together, left with memories.
I was with you.
It's like that blanket or that stuffed animal, and depending on how sentimental you are, you or your parents may or may not still are.
I was with you.
It's gone. It's gone.
We were together.
If you don't have one of these things, just humor me and imagine that you do. Imagine falling asleep with this very precious thing. Wake up. It's gone, it's gone, it's never coming back. Like never ever. This is what happens to us on this planet. It's not always an all of a sudden feeling, but when it is, it's like, fuck you world, fuck you. Don't touch me. I really need right now. I really need someone right now. I really need you right now. I need you to hold me close because you just might understand. You just might understand. We're together.
Left with memories.
5 years. It's been almost 5 years since we've lost him, Joe. You just might understand. It's been about 6 months since I've lost my cousin and Sean has lost his grandfather. It's been 9 years since Callie lost her mother. Shit, someone in this room may have lost someone last week.
Left with memories.
Yeah, every day I still say to myself, what the fuck? Because it makes sense, right? The human condition. What the people dying and such. But what the fuck? It's been almost 5 years since we lost this badass motherfucker. I was with you, still dealing with this profound loss. We were together, left with memories. I wish to be clear. I want to have more clarity. I was with you.
We were together.
We were together. Left. I want to have more clarity about this part of the human condition.
Left with memories. I was with you. I was with you.